There we go. So each of our brides are going to be describing themselves, and we will start with our lovely first player in the bottom left hand corner of my screen. Would you like to introduce yourself and who you're playing and what your bride looks like?
Sure. My name is Whitney, she, her, and I am portraying uh, the vampire bride known as Selene, also she, her. Selene is a young woman. I want to say she's probably 21, maybe 22 years old. She is medium height and medium weight too. I would say not she's not fat, she's not thin. She's got curves. You can see it is womanly curves. But still healthy for the time period. Her skin is pale, as probably all the vampire brides are, but there's still a little hint of some form of pink to a little bit in the undertones of her pale skin. She is the youngest bride. She was just changed 3 years ago. So she is very young. So she still has some vestiges of possible humanity. Hair is long, wavy black hair. She usually wears it loose, but she'll also wear it back in a loose knot in the back of, right, in a psyche knot. She has deep green eyes. Um, her clothing style is simple but elegant. She prefers to be comfortable, but she recognizes the need to still wear fine fabrics and also hand embroidered.
Hello, name is Durmidge. First name Shane. That's just the handle. He, him. You can find me on Blue Sky. Thing of the same. The links will be up. And I am playing Carmilla. She, her. Uh, the second oldest and shortest of the brides. Uh, she is very voluptuous, sort of on the paler side. Long black hair as well, sort of in the region. Uh, she is she's been turned early, but she is feeling and potentially looking a little old. She has been at this for a couple centuries, and the weights of being in this game of gaining the favor of the worst men imaginable is tiring and has started to take a toll emotionally. But she is here and she is trying to do her best for herself and her sisters.
Hi, I'm Nova. I go by they and she. I am portraying Isabella. Isabella is a tall, uh, broad, imposing woman, but her face and the around her ribs is relatively gaunt. She is wearing still the remnants, the just like bared, tattered, centuries old at this point remnants of uh, an already ill-fitting wedding dress. It looks like it may not have actually been made for her own form. Uh, she has kind of dirty blonde hair, and it's back, but it's not held back. It's not tied back generally. It's streaked with just blood and gunk as she has scraped it out of her face as she went. And each time that she's seen, even though vampires heal the way that they do, she has fresh wounds um, across her face, and frequently does not clean the blood from herself after she eats. So is constantly kind of grungy and bloody in that way. And you can find me on Blue Sky at Dits Akimbo, and I'm sure the links will be posted.
I guess we're gonna do it this way. Hi, I'm Starshard.Stories. I am your storyteller. I am playing the grossest man alive, and I feel gross about it. Um, feel very icky about it. You can find me on various social media platforms, especially here on the Starfield, where this show is hosted. I own it. Hello. You can find me on Blue Sky. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on YouTube. Um, but we hold various shows. Most of the things that we specify in mostly is horror themed gaming. Um, though we do have superheroes, and then we're gonna have some wild apocalyptic themes coming up soon. It's gonna be a time. But thank you for tuning in and watching this lovely yet dark show that we are presenting for you all. Hi, welcome to another episode of the Brides of Dracula. As a reminder, this game touches on some very potentially triggering themes, especially with this one tonight. If at any time, as always, I would always state, if you need to cut this off and go take a walk or watch something more fun or anything, you can look on the Twitch channel below for my suggested channels. They're usually streaming around the same time as this show is airing. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, watch the other stuff that we have on the Starfield. We have a lot of funny one-shots and stuff that you can watch to just relax and decompress. As always, at the beginning of the episode, we also do provide resources that you can look into or contact if needed. And last time was quite the emotional session, which, good lord, my god, that was fantastic. We are now 2 months after the event at Stefan von Aschenberg's palace. During these 2 months, y'all have hidden Stefan at the convent of the Sisters Mercy because y'all did something you did not think was possible. Selene made a childer, a thrall, a spawn of hers. And all of you agreed it was probably best to keep him hidden until the time comes. Carmilla has been quite busy behind the scenes. Y'all have also found out and located the urn, and the primary objective is getting it out of the castle without Dracula knowing. To get it consecrated. However, on this night, the air is almost suffocating. Right? Like the mugginess of the summer heat right before the storm hits. Y'all hear a loud crash, a slam, and footsteps heading straight for Selene's chambers. What is Selene doing tonight?
I am in my chamber. I kind of knew this was coming. I am sitting in front of an unlit fireplace, and I am sewing. I am sewing the leftover of that embroidery I found. Although I am keeping it.
Fuse box. Did you say something?
We will be cutting this out.
No,
This is from a while ago.
that was a while ago. Sorry about that.
You're fine.
Husband,
We're gonna be cutting this out anyways, so you're good.
husband had a domestic question. No, it's that. There's no problem with your fuse box.
Hello, husband. Goodbye, husband.
Okay, we're good. We're
Okay.
good. So anyway,
You're sewing the handkerchief.
I am. Although I am keeping like a little covering over it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm imbuing it because in these last 2 months, I've been revisiting my magic. And I have figured out a few things of how it's working. So I am going to be ready. I do have my needle book right beside me.
Mm-hmm. You
So
feel
yeah.
a hand on the back of your neck. It grips, but it's not enough to be choking, but it is an act of dominance. Where were you 2 months ago?
Place my embroidery down with it covered. And I sit up a little straighter, almost letting my neck meet his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like I'm sort of not shrugging out of it, but easing the pressure of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I answer, I was with Carmilla and Isabella, my lord.
Where were you?
We were out
Where?
feeding. It's strange, my lord. I remember something, but it's so foggy. I've been having a lot of headaches lately. It's been strange.
He will release the back of your neck and walk to the front of you. And he leans down, his face mere inches from yours, and his thumb and his index grips your chin and forces you to look at him.
Do I see
Then
the storm in his eyes?
care to explain to me why I haven't been able to get a hold of von Aschenberg in 2 months? Do you know anything about that, Selene?
Oh,
He'll pick up the embroidery piece, snaps the hoop, and what was covered is now unveiled, and looks at it. Oh, this won't do. This won't do at all. Selene, Selene, Selene. I had such high hopes for you. You were perfect, clueless, naive. Maybe I should have kept a tighter grip on you.
I should have learned from your example, my lord, yes.
Example. Then explain to me when I visited the von Aschenberg estate recently, there was blood stain all over their terrace.
Can Isabella speak from the door? But then
Yes, you may.
having this, just gonna just like a little short bark of laughter at first of just oh, Ashy got out of hand. He was tasty though.
Thank you, Isabella. Why don't you go take a walk, dearest?
Hmm?
Go take a walk.
But my legs are so tired.
Oh,
And
do you
she's gonna
want me to
just
carry
flop
you?
down on the floor.
Do you want me to carry you?
Oh, if you wouldn't mind.
After I finish handling Selene.
By this point, I've
You go
actually
sit here in the door.
during that distraction, I surreptitiously grabbed the embroidery and wad it up in
Hide
my
it.
hand. And I actually will splinter my fingers on the shattered frame to make it bleed. My fingers bleed, and I cover it with my blood. So it's balled up in my hand.
He sniffs, and he motions for you to give him your hand.
I give him my other hand. He motions for my hand. He didn't say which one.
He's like,
I've done this before. I've done this before.
Now, Selene, the bleeding one.
Oh my goodness. Oh, how awful. As that happens, I drop the embroidery on the floor and I give him my bleeding hand.
He will lick the blood off of your fingers and then kiss the tips of them, but the grip that is holding your hand, like where the palm is, starts to tighten.
And I'm thinking to myself, so in my mind, now that my blood is on his tongue, I am going to sort of think, like, intend a minor incantation where I have used a combination of thread and blood now on his tongue, and I am going to compel him to speak only truth, and that he will not remember anything to do with Stefan von Aschenberg.
I need you to roll as this is acting against him.
Yes, it is. And I am using traits.
Yes. And
so this
I will let you know you do feel a chain break.
Oh boy. Okay, so the trait I shall use, I'm going to go ahead and use Pillar.
Okay.
I am the embodiment of the secrets of the world. I am also using Conviction.
Oh, wow. Oh, go for it. Let's go.
And you know what? Because it's my blood, I'm going to be using Appearance as well.
Go for that. And I will say, just because of the description of this, I will give you an additional for this.
Okay, so how many dice am I rolling?
Start with one.
Okay, so
how many traits have you used? 3?
3.
And then plus the addition, you're rolling 5.
Beautiful.
And then that's brain. Does the blood curse apply to this one or no?
Here's the thing, she broke a chain. She's down to 1. She has a -1 to the pool.
Oh shit. We're down to 1 now?
Down to 2.
Going through.
2. Sorry, you're down to 2 now. So you have a -2. I was trying to help you out, homie.
We're being honest. Let's be honest. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. Don't fuck me, dice. The dice did not fuck me. I did not roll a 1. I rolled 2 5s, a 4, and 2 3s.
You still succeed, but there is going to be a consequence.
That's fine. I can handle that.
You see the eyes glass over as the compulsion is taking over. But you see the memories start to fade. Like, you can feel it. You feel it. You're like, oh, this is working. This is great. But there's that tiny hint that you know that he can potentially tell half-truths. Which, you got the big part of what you wanted. But yet, he may not tell the whole truth.
Fair.
And he didn't catch you doing this. You pulled a fast one over him, which shows you are getting stronger, and his control over you is lessening. Selene,
My lord?
what's the matter? You have that look of broodiness, upset, sad.
I've just been having headaches lately, my lord. They trouble me so.
Headaches? We normally do not get headaches.
Perhaps it's my youth, my lord.
You are quite young.
It's so strange. Maybe maybe something is trying to force itself out of me. My past. But my lord, I don't want to feel that way.
It could be just your magic overflowing,
Oh, my
which
magic.
we'll have a use for here soon.
Are you Will you tell me something more about that, my lord, so I may serve you better?
We'll be
I don't
taking
want to
out
be.
the mutts in Ashen Forest here soon. And you
Oh,
have the skills I need.
I understand, my lord.
And if you do this... Well, Carmilla's been disappointing me lately, so...
Oh no, oh surely not, my lord, surely not.
I mean, wouldn't you
She
like a
has all.
nice room with a nice view and have more space for you to do your embroidery and have fresh air? Instead of this.
It far be it from me to complain to you, my lord, but I suppose it would be nice to have a little more room.
So do this for me, and you can have Carmilla's room.
As you say, my lord, as you say.
He'll give a little pat on the cheek and he's like, be good, little songbird. And he'll head out where Isabella is waiting. Looks down at her. You can get up.
She's gonna make a show of, like at leaning into the door frame and hauling herself up and kind of rolling off of the door frame to be out of his way.
Surprising that you're being nosy. Are you just jealous that I came to check on your youngest sister? Have I not been spending enough a time and attention for you, Isabella?
I just don't like other people taking credit for my work.
What work? And he'll grab you by the hand and start walking with you down the hall.
Hmm. Hmm.
What work?
Why tearing apart that nasty little ashy boy?
Who?
Just a speck of dust in my eye, my lord.
Honestly, they must have not been important if I didn't know who they were.
Isabella, who was no party to the actual magic that was just happening here, is like, okay, we're just gonna walk.
Though I do have a gift for you.
Oh, what a pleasure.
He'll lead you to the piano room, and on the table that is where you write, like, manuscripts and sheet music and stuff, a writing desk, there's a box. You feel very fearful of it. there is something in that box you want absolutely nothing to do with.
What's the present?
It's a normal box with a little black ribbon tied on it, with a couple of crow feathers coming out of it. But you hear whispers in your ear as you get closer to this box. And it's little Igor.
Oh,
Don't open the box. Don't open it. Don't open it. Don't. There's a crucifix in that box. And he wants you to wear it.
you're too kind.
If you didn't kill me, we wouldn't be dealing with this now, would we?
Yeah. She'll carefully pick the box up
You're fine
and
for right now.
pick it up and you're too kind, my lord.
Trip and throw it out the window.
It's so rarely that I get gifts. Thank you. And she's gonna try to just like bow her way out of this and carry the box away.
Dracula doesn't seem bothered. In the slightest. He just watches you leave.
Cool.
You could have just thrown it out the window. But then again, you would probably have to close the doors, and then the yelling, and then the screaming, and then the crashing of everything going around and everything, and then you two fighting.
And dude, at least this way he didn't make me put it on.
You know, he might ask you to at one point if you don't get rid of it.
Shh! Shut up!
He can't hear me. He can't hear me. I'm dead.
Yes, you are. You're very dead. You're dead and delicious. Shut up.
Oh, I was tasty? That's mean. I didn't deserve it. I was just gardening.
If anything that came to you, you little gremlin, you've been his footstool forever.
Yeah. He gave me a roof. He gave me food. He gave me money. Igor was just trying to take care of his sick mom. Continuing with Igor being Igor.
She's gonna growl back. Oh, I'll take care of your sick mom, you little shit.
Yeah, well, somebody already ate her.
Well, that takes the fun out of that. It's just gonna, just sort of distracted by Igor here, kind of just toss the box into one of the rooms that she's passing.
You throw it into one of the servants' quarters, and it just sits there.
Just
So you threw the box into one of the other rooms.
in one of the side rooms. And Dracula stayed in the music room.
Yes, he did.
I'm gonna storm off to Carmilla's rooms.
Carmilla, it is a beautiful day. It is a wonderful, wonderful day. You're not in any trouble. Even though you heard crashing and yelling for a brief moment, and then something about being something thrown in a hallway somewhere.
Isabella things like it's not
Yeah.
not an everyday
And
occurrence,
then
but it's not uncommon.
Your door flies open because I feel like Isabella is not the type to knock at all.
Oh no. No, not at all. Yeah, the door bursts open and in a hiss that is obviously an attempt to not scream because she knows that if she screams, Dracula will definitely hear her. She just crucifix, crucifix, Miller. He gave me your crucifix. What is? Ah! Storms across the fucking room. Is the urn in here?
Yes. It's still on the nightstand.
You just storm across the room toward the urn and kind of just like slap her hand down next to it. If I break it
I'm
now, he'll
going
know.
I'm going to start handing Isabella breakable things that aren't important. sort of a release. I don't want to use manipulate emotion the power, but I want to use manipulate emotion the skill I have developed, and let her have this little rage room moment and just start handing off.
Oh yeah, pretty little
Absolutely.
tchotchkes are getting handed to you.
Through the windows. Straight through the windows.
The windows are open, so you just yeet it out into into off the side of the mountain.
Satisfying
off
without
the
breaking
side of
glass.
the mountain.
Okay,
Because
there's a good chance that I'm going to end up.
Start getting bric-a-brac.
Yeah.
There's a good chance I'm going to end up being injured, but I'm going to hold two pillows up together and just sort of cower and just hold them up for punching.
Isabella thrashes for a while. She'll definitely like at throwing things. She just throw some things at the window in a like wants to break, wants to definitely like there is some cruelty here in the idea that breaking the window would maybe privacy or something, like there's definitely some deeper nasty intent there. And eventually she will pick the urn up and throw it at Carmilla. Not like not in a this is a super strength, I'm throwing this, I'm going to destroy it, but just like a yeah. And then just shred the nightstand that it was on. And collapse down into a into a heap, there where it is, and kind of just like clutch her head.
So, sorry, yeah, game time decision. I guess I will catch the urn and sort of put it down, and once I've sort of gotten the feeling that this like the nightstand has been shredded and Isabella's not in so much of a lashing mode and is more in the sort of calm down phase, I'm going to approach and go on sort of one knee behind her, right hand on her back in sort of like a grounding thing that we've probably done a couple of times before. I'm not going to say anything. It's just my presence is
She
here.
will jerk, like very a very sudden jerk when you first put your hand there, and then still and just it's getting worse. I have Igor now. Igor, why? Oh, it was such
You
stupid.
shouldn't have eaten me.
I know I shouldn't have eaten you, you fuck.
You hear
And
giggles.
crucifixes. He knows, Carmilla. He knows something. He knows. He's never trying to give me a crucifix. Gifts, gifts. He says.
Isabella, may I? And then I'm going to ask for permission to telepathy in.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. High or low, Shane?
Let's go high.
Yeah, she'll let you in.
Okay.
Gosh.
Igor, fuck off.
Here's the thing. Carmilla can't hear me.
Is he still talking to you?
Uh, Isabella is just going to. I can't do this on command. Start sobbing. Just intense, full-throated sobbing at this. Just unpolitical, uncomplicated kindness that didn't work.
We're not done yet.
But she's
Igor.
just sobbing and kind of like flop against, and no, he's still there. He's not going to go.
No, it's a shame that Ashley couldn't join us. Because he
I
would be
guess
talking
he's
to you
really
too.
Small kindnesses, I suppose.
Yeah, you're stuck with me forever.
That's okay. I'll add some new voices to drown you out.
But you will always hear Igor.
Love Eek. Oh, okay. Everyone,
It's so hard to keep character with that voice.
to our amazing narrator for Igor. The companion inside your head that you didn't know you needed.
Oh my god.
Does love like the ghost of Harbor. Serpent that you ripped apart.
Okay, so am I getting enough of the impressions? Because I've got to.
You can't
You're definitely
hear.
like you're not hearing Igor
can't
at all.
hear-
But,
I can't hear,
you
but I
can
can
tell that
enough from this.
she's trying to communicate with somebody who you
Okay,
cannot hear.
so I'm gonna go in. Listen, Igor. You were as insignificant in death as you were in life. Isabel is so much more than you in so many different ways. You were unwed and unmourned. It has nothing to do with your appearance, only has to do with your toadying personality. And that you are toadying and whining in death is entirely fitting. But your impact on us, and especially the lovely Isabella, is going to be as insignificant as your stature. Take a day off, and I don't know if growth is possible wherever you are. Consider what we might do to make that happen.
That's coming from the woman that mistook me for the footman recently.
What's he saying? Did he try to make a comeback?
I have to sort my character's emotions out from my own. I'm breaking here. In the I think in the middle of the sobbing, she is gonna crack and laugh for a second, just in that, just like hysterical. The footman. Oh, you might as well. Oh,
So Igor was not
what was
forgotten.
his name?
Eric.
Why do you know?
I knew everybody in the castle.
Eric. You know what? I think that's what I'll call you, Eric. My little Eric ghost.
Igor actually likes that name. I accept.
This is fine. We'll be good friends, Eric.
Forever and ever. Igor is now gonna go take that crucifix out of the castle. Goodbye.
I'm just gonna look around like
Okay, I didn't hear
he's
that,
going
so
to take
that was
the
me, the player,
crucifix out of
losing
the
my shit.
castle. He said, "Is he manifest? You don't know anything about ghosts, do you?"
If Igor's a poltergeist, he'd be able to move things.
He said something about taking the crucifix out of the castle. I don't even know where I threw it.
I mean,
Igor
trash takes out
knows.
trash. That's fine.
Sorry, Eric knows.
Um, maybe we'll ask Selene. I kind of assumed that they were just a personal haunting, not actual ghosts. I suppose leave it to Eric to be extra insufferable.
I think before we get up to go, am I correct in understanding that Dracula might hear us if we speak, but telepathy is 100% safe?
Correct.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm not going to help Isabella up because the size difference doesn't make that practical. But I think when she gets herself up, I'm going to hold her shoulders and look at her and telepathy say, "There is an end to this, and we're working on it. We just have to not lose ourselves before we get there. We will be free of him."
The dirt. The dirt.
She's going to break the telepathy and give Isabella a quick hug.
Oh, you would also probably just hear because it's rattling around in her head, that Dracula knew, but also that he doesn't.
Okay.
Something weird. Dracula knew, but then he didn't. Selene, something.
So I'm guessing you two are heading towards Selene. As y'all are heading down the hall, you see a black box floating down the hall towards the gardens. It's that crucifix, Isabella.
She's gonna like hit the far wall as the box is coming because she knows it's in the box. Nope. Oh God.
You hear a little happy singing song from Igor as he's going by. And you hear him singing, "I'm gonna bury it in the garden. I'm gonna bury it in the garden."
I don't like that.
Not like what?
What does he want with it?
What did he say he's doing with it?
He says he's going to bury it in the garden. Why? Why?
Oh, well, I mean, it's not like we have to go back to the garden anytime.
Hmm. Right. Something else.
Sometimes trash takes trash out, and it's fine. Problems solve problems.
Yeah.
All you hear,
On to Selene then.
Isabella, all you hear is
Oh.
Igor's like, "Eric will remember this." And he just continues on his little way. Eventually, you get to Celine's quarters. There's a broken embroidery hoop. Selene seems to be fine, for the most part. Like, no hints of Dracula doing anything to her. Which means she bypassed Dracula losing his shit on her. Which is odd.
Beyond.
I have some things to tell you.
Um, Isabel's gonna hold her hand up
yes.
and tap her ear. Uh, and kind of like flick her gaze over to Carmilla. Like,
I'm a little hungry. What do you think about a bite to eat tonight?
I could eat.
hmm.
And then is
Smile.
going to use telepathy to establish that and move up to 2 hunger. So now we are through me, so I have to hear everything, but ask you what you have to say.
Well, first of all, something I did, a magic working I did worked against him. I was able to wipe his memory of Stefan out of him. He doesn't know who Van Raschenberg is anymore.
Not just that he's missing, but that he ever existed?
This part, but also, well,
That would explain how he
yes.
reacted to the name.
Oh, oh, that's right. He came and saw you, didn't he? You still
I
notice a
mentioned
little.
Ashi, and he
Mhm.
didn't recognize the name at all.
I don't know how long that particular effect will last, but for now, it works. Um, I kind of look down to the broken embroidery hoop. Let's just say going back to my roots has helped me a lot more with some of my magic. You notice, Isabella, that even though Selene is perfectly cordial to you and everything, there's still a spark of very deep anger within her and deep sorrow. She just doesn't know how to, she has not given herself the opportunity to do anything about it yet because right now we have bigger fish to fry. She is not ready to confront you about what happened to Stefan. It will come, but not now. She also says, by the way, I know what he wants to do. Dracula wants to use me to destroy all the wolves in Ashen Forest. He wants my magic on that. And if I do that, then he is going to move me into your rooms, Carmilla.
Mm. Huh.
I'm a weapon to him.
So I now live or die, in a manner of speaking, with the werewolves.
She is, you feel her compassion. She does not want, clearly she does not want any part of this. But the way she is sharing it with you is you do feel her compassion, you feel her anger, but you also feel that she is telling you this because this is how it is. And it's actually shocking for you guys to probably feel that in someone so young. He
The
was keeping me.
resignation there.
Mm-hmm. He was keeping me ignorant so that way I didn't know the fullness of his plans. But I compelled him to tell, another part of the spell was compelling him to basically tell me the truth. He he's never gonna, the man doesn't know what truth even is. but I know he's not lying there. And another thing, I am going to be putting wards up on the door, on our doors and windows, because when he does get his memory back about this, we're gonna all need to be protected if we're still stuck here.
Won't he know that you've done that and lash out at you?
But then he'd have to get through my wards first. This is why he
A lot of
took me.
confidence.
I know who I am now. And knowing that means my magic is flowing. I don't know if it'll be enough, though, but it's something. I'm willing to give what I can. So what's next? Where is he now?
Where is he now?
Do we have any idea?
Tell me
We
that
just
he
know
was
he's in
yours.
the
Last you
castle.
knew, he was still in the music room.
I'd left him in the music room.
It's in there. You hate the music.
A gift. He presented me with a gift. A crucifix. I think he was going to make me wear it. Eric thinks he was going to make me wear it.
He was in there?
Oh, it's... Don't worry about it. Just a little haunted.
Oh. I look over at Carmilla and I just sort of shrug.
I'll give her a little bit of knowledge of the little annoying, insignificant poltergeist.
I
Geist.
don't think Selene had too many dealings with
No.
Igor.
You,
No.
no. You just knew him as the guy that worked on the flowers. That's
And he did a beautiful job.
yeah.
But other than that, I didn't
The
have
other
much
thing
to
you notice is he always buried odd things into the garden.
Oh, yeah. I do mention that to the others. It's like, I do remember when I strolled in the garden and I'd see him working, he was always burying little things out there. Little trinkets. Like, I think one time he actually made off with one of my lesser used thimbles and he buried in the garden. I think it's near the petunia patch.
So he's a ferret.
What did you honestly expect?
Ferrets are cleaner, at least.
There.
Oh, he took the gift and he's burying it in the garden?
That'll mean there's fresh tilled earth there.
Are you gonna go to the garden? Are you gonna check it out? I mean,
Hold on.
I think
We have a scapegoat who can only antagonize and communicate with Isabella.
correct.
We have a insignificant, will not be remembered little ally with a penchant for taking things
Uh-huh.
and putting them in there.
Uh-huh.
We have plausible deniability.
Correct.
We have a free shot. The urn.
Dracula, I'm sure, knows that there are ghosts around here. Does he? Would he be aware of such things?
You don't know?
no.
Well, I don't feel like digging into that hole, but
No, it's
So-
Eric who will be doing the digging.
um. Oh my god. Okay, so I think it might be best if we leave the urn. Well, maybe the urn matters. I'd assume that it was the soil inside that matters, but if we replaced the soil with just some garden dirt, it might be less likely to be noticed missing.
You hear a little giggle in the back of your head.
Are you helping? I can't trust this.
I look over at Carmilla.
Do you want me
She
to go in the
has.
mirror? I can go in a mirror. Oh wait, you can't look in the mirror. You have no reflection. Oh, she's gonna get angry again.
Isabella, talk to us.
Eric wants to talk to you in the mirror.
I go over to the mirror and I pick it up and turn it to face.
You see Igor standing behind Isabella just waving. But there's no Isabella there in the mirror. None.
That still freaks me out, but I wave to. Do you still prefer me to call? Should I call you Eric? Are you
Eric.
all right? All right, Eric.
Oh, I thought you were the other. Never mind.
Eric,
See.
Eric, what can you tell us? How can you?
Do you want me to take the urn? I could take the urn. It's always been on my shiny list.
It is very shiny. Almost ostentatiously so. Here's the thing though, we want to make sure it's gone unseen.
Okay. I can do it during the daytime.
That's true. Have you been able to go about in the daytime?
I'm a ghost. So yeah.
Just checking. Just check. I was just checking. All right. All right. I look at the other two. What do you think?
We want the dirt to make it to the convent, but having the
I had an idea.
Yes.
Open the urn. Put the dirt in the box with the crucifix.
We'll
take the
help you with
crucifix to
that.
the convent. That makes sense.
Yes. And put the garden dirt in the urn.
Let's
Or
do
we
it.
could just throw the urn off the mountain.
Mm.
But here's the thing.
I'd assumed you'd wanted this urn for some reason, Eric.
Well, if you throw the urn, if you throw the urn off, you're not going to have any more pretty shiny urn.
Okay.
No, yeah. I guess you can't take it with you, can you?
No. I can
Well,
just
I mean-
find other shinies.
By the way, what else do you have buried back there?
I'm guessing Isabella is translating all of this.
Yes.
Yeah. No, wasn't he in the mirror?
He's in the
Yes.
mirror.
Oh, but we can't
we
hear him
can't-
through the
no.
mirror.
So,
Okay.
I have thimbles. I have china, fine china, buried back there. A couple of girdles. Some shoes. Money. Dracula's inkwells. Wedding rings. Letters.
Ooze.
Some
Who's
bread.
ready?
I buried bread once.
Letters and rings.
There was also the time that I buried chicken bones, too.
That seems like the most reasonable of those things to bury.
It makes the flowers grow.
Sure. Yeah.
Mm,
You know how pretty the garden is? The garden requires really weird things to make the flowers grow.
very
Oh,
beautiful.
there's also a coffin in there, too.
A coffin.
A coffin.
Do you know whose?
Yeah,
Whose?
secret.
Okay. So a lot has transpired. Isabella, if we
Uh-huh.
offer him a trade, do you think he'll take some chicken bones for those letters? A whole
Start,
chicken if we have to. I
start
don't know.
bartering. Bartering weird shit for the letters.
I don't want chicken bones. I want those pretty perfume bottles.
Oh, he wants the perfume.
It'll make the flowers smell nice.
Do I know how Dracula feels about those? They were to be gone?
You can surmise that is probably not a good idea.
Well, let's think this through.
No.
While you're thinking, I am going to tap into one of my night creatures,
Mm-hmm.
probably a moth or
Yeah.
something like that, to let us know where Dracula is.
The moth flies off. It'll be back shortly.
All right. And I am going to
Oh, that's a
kind of
good point.
stand
I'm
at
gonna
my
also
doorway.
activate my heightened senses, just for whatever's close around
Um, you hear piano playing.
us. Oh,
He's playing music.
someone's in the music room.
He's playing music.
Okay. So let's. My room looks like it was recently ransacked for reasons.
Yes.
It's a little disheveled. That could be the work of a poltergeist, which would take many things.
Mm-hmm.
To make this plausible, do you think we can ask Igor to take more than the perfume bottles?
You hear an excited squeal of glee in the. Eric's gonna be so spoiled. Eric gets good things. Yes, 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 yes.
Eric, sorry, we don't dead name even if you're dead twice.
Is Eric in the mirror? Is he like jumping up and down going,
Oh yeah, he's so excited. You just see little
Eric is
clapping and
dancing.
everything. It's Igor, but apparently y'all named him Eric, and he's just happy to be here.
Yeah.
So
fantastic?
tell Eric, fair trade. He brings the letters to Celine's room, uh, which probably assume to get the first word for the safety reason, and then he is free to take the perfume bottles as long as he takes more things.
Eric's already gone.
Okay.
I'm gonna think it into my head, but like I don't.
You see Eric already running out of the room through the mirror, and then he's out of the sight of the mirror.
So while that's going on, I am actually going to start. So I'm going to pull out my needle book.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to flip to the page where I have instructions for stitching wards.
Okay.
And I'm going to prick my finger on the needle
Mm-hmm.
and run the needle with the thread attached to it. It's going to be a I'm gonna use earth. I'm gonna use earth. So it's gonna be brown thread.
Okay.
And just kind of run it and thread the needle through the skin of my thumb, dragging the thread through
Mm-hmm.
that little hole. So that way this cord is now coated with my blood and stitching has been done.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go to the threshold of my door where I have a small like runner carpet.
Yep.
Just you stitch the thread against that.
Underneath where so you can easily hide it, and then with the way
Exactly.
carpets were made back then, they have like a little bit of a backing that's usually made by animal pelts. So
Exactly.
you stitch it into the pelt where it doesn't show on the top part of the carpet, and
Correct.
you lay it down.
All right. And I put my hand briefly on top of where I did that and I was like, well. And I look at the girl at the other two and say, I'm happy to do that to y'all's rooms if you want me to. Let me know.
Full deniability. How many rooms can you do it to?
Been a while.
Don't do mine.
Why not?
He'll find me wherever anyway.
Will he?
Yeah. I'm not good at being quiet.
Well, I know that. This isn't to keep him from not finding you. This is to keep him out.
I'll be fine.
And with that, the way that I say her name, it's full with all of the feeling that I can't express right now, including, but also with a great deal of true respect and love. Because for the last 3 years, both of you have been my family.
Hmm.
You've been the family that I have had to that I found and that I've had to create. And it's not perfect and it's frightening, but you're there. And you've stood by me. That's not something I'm going to forget. So that word just has all of that into it. And I'm hoping that Isabella feels that too. Millie, what about you?